Are you sure about the course you were studying or the industry you want to venture into? If no, please click on the button below and subscribe to this YouTube channel. We'll be interacting quite a lot on career engagements and the different industries that a person can venture into. Jambo Jambo, Sanmonani, my name is Tobile Ndlovu and this is my YouTube channel. Boo boo boo. finally I get to do this. So, a little bit about me. My name is Tobile Ndlovu and I'm a supply chain professional. I work in one of the biggest fintech companies in Africa. And it's been great and it's been amazing. The industry is amazing. And I thought it is important to also share insight from someone who was somehow not aware, actually who did not know that they would end up where they are. So it's important that we go back to the students and actually tell them that actually this is what is happening in the field. And if you want to get where I am, or if you want to venture into the industries that I am in, this is how you get to it, and this is what you need to do, and these are the requirements for where we are. So I feel it's important that we always go back to where we were, because about 10 years ago I was a student. I wanted to get into the industry and it was very difficult, but you need people that are already in the industry to actually tell you what is happening in the industry, to also give you tips of what you can actually do to get into the spaces. My journey started about 15 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. It was in 10 years. It was in 2010. At our school, there was a school excursion and they just built Gautrain. And there was a requirement for science and mathematics students to go to the excursion to learn more about the different careers that you can do within the science and tech space. We went there, and if I remember correctly, we got into a boardroom and there was a PowerPoint slide, and that PowerPoint slide in the boardroom had the title was transport management, and I actually liked that. I actually liked seeing transport management, and in my head I was like, I want to be a transport manager. Luckily, going forward, there was a lady in my community that was working for a transportation company. I went to her, asked her a few questions, and she was actually able to tell me that yes, you can venture into the field, but I actually advise that you do logistics management, not supply chain management. After matric, in matric, applied for logistics management, got accepted and started into the program. And it was actually great learning about the different modes of transport. So mostly, predominantly in university, they touch on fleet management, warehousing, manufacturing. It's quite rare that you find that you actually learning about, or in our times, you learn about supply chain in the technology space. So with regards to the technology space, they would actually talk to us about ERP systems that are used in the technology space, your blockchain. All of those things are important. So this is a note for university students. When you hear ERP, blockchain, listen to those lectures because it's quite important. There's quite a lot of things that are done using the technology in the field. And then I got into university. I studied. After studying, I was fortunate enough to get an internship to one of, I'm not going to say it's a logistics, but it was a reselling company. They were resellers, so we were reselling PPE to mines, construction companies, different companies. We were resellers. We were reselling PPE. When I got into the company, I learned quite a lot about warehousing. We were doing orders. We would do like purchase orders. Like we would start the process from the beginning till the, as we all know that supply chain evolves. Getting a product, there's actually a need in the market or in the company, and then to delivery or up until it reaches the customer. That is the entire supply chain. So when I got into the company, we were doing all of that. You go into the market, you source for suppliers up until the customer receives their equipment or whatever they ordered. Got into that company. It was a 2-year internship. Unfortunately, it closed down. Or let me rather say I got retrenched and I stayed 1 year 6 months at home looking for a job. If I remember correctly, I once had a conversation with one of the ladies that was ahead of us at university. She was in the logistics space. She also did logistics management, and she informed me that for us to get to it's always important that when you get into the industry, just don't go where everyone is going, right? Yeah, don't be like everyone else. Try and be different and try and do things differently to get different results, right? And then she was in the insurance field. She did logistics, but she's in the insurance space. And it fascinated me when I thought about it, because I'd be like, insurance and logistics, like how do the two mix, right? And then she said to me, just apply for jobs in the banking sector, technology, and you will see it's a whole different world. I thought she was kidding, but I actually took her advice and I applied for different jobs. And fortunately enough, I got a call from one of the biggest telecoms. Got invited for an interview. After the interview, I got selected. There was an assessment center. Oh, there was an interview, there was an assessment center, and there was the last interview. I got accepted, and then I got into the program. You know, thinking about it now, it's actually funny because I remember at home when I informed them that I'm actually going to do logistics in a telecoms company. And my dad would be like, hey, what would you be doing? Would you be like, are you guys going to transport airtime? Now that I think about it, it's actually funny because we'd be like, do you guys transport airtime? Like, what happens? And then we'll be like, yo, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see when we get there, because we are not exposed to such information, right? We are not exposed. Oh, we are not exposed to such information. So I got into the program and I started learning new things, right? I started learning new things, that there's logistics. Obviously in university, there's theory, but now you're actually doing the actual work. There's indirect, there's direct, right? Supply chain. There's indirect supply chain, and there's direct supply chain. I learned more about category management, contract management, your triple BEE, you know, like just running basically a business, and actually, and also understanding that when you are in supply chain, you it's important that you enforce compliance. I remember some of the guys would actually remember that went to UJ. There was a lecturer at some point, and he actually liked saying to us, it is important that you are compliant and you're an ethical person. When you are in the industry, you must be an ethical person, because a lot of people lose their jobs because they are not ethical. And those are actually the first things that you learn when you get into the industry. They teach you about ethics, they teach you about compliance, the importance of adhering to regulations, and actually knowing what is happening in the industry. Luckily, yes, I did the internship. After that, I got the permanent offer of being a specialist in the company, and then I feathered on, and then got other opportunities, and I'm now with this big fintech, the biggest fintech in Africa actually. And it's actually been an amazing journey. When I look back, I wouldn't think that I would actually work for a fintech with a logistics degree. I wouldn't think that I would be working with engineers. I'd be working with people who did computer science, people who did data analytics, actually work with them in the same industry and have those people ask me for expertise on how to do certain things within the industry. So this is what we'll be touching on this channel. So on the first few episodes, I'll be touching more on supply chain, unpacking more of supply chain. Supply chain is broad, guys. The supply chain, and there's different industries to supply chain. I'll be focusing more on the fintech side or the telecom side for now, because that is where I am and I have more knowledge on that side. I'll be focusing on that side, and then later on we'll also focus on other industries as well. We'll try and find people that are in the industries. I have friends that are in the pharmaceutical field. I'll also ask them for more information. I have friends that are in the beauty space. I have friends that are in the it's broad industries, so you can actually get more information and decide that I actually want to get into technology, I want to get into FMCG, I want to get into transportation. So I'll be touching a lot of on those subjects, but we're going to start firstly with supply chain management. It's going to be a series, and then after that series you're going to do, for example, a series on education, because I refuse to believe that as a teacher, you're only going to be like a PL1 HOD, then a principal, then that's it for you. I think there's other careers that you can do within the teaching space, and we'll be exploring those careers and actually get more information and people to come into this platform and tell us, as a teacher, there's other things that you can do within the space and live a great life, make a lot of money, and succeed. I'll also be doing the same with other careers as well. So if you have something that you want us to touch on, please leave it on the comment section. We'll get more research on it, and then we'll find ways to get more information for you guys, because I believe there's a lot of people that are in the industry and they are gatekeeping the information. And we actually need that information so that when people go to school, they know exactly where they want to go and what they want to venture into. So if you need something, if you want us to explore on something, leave it on the comment section. We will touch on it. I'll make sure that I do research and then later on come back with feedback and even get professionals who are in the field to come to the channel and explore whatever topic that you're going to give us. And in closing, that is basically what the channel will be about, and I hope that we have a great time together. I'm open for improvements, and guys, this is my first video. I'll be uploading other videos as we go on, and I'll be exploring the different careers in the field. I want us to tap into spaces where, like, spaces that are not actually talked about. There's a lot that we can learn from this channel, and I know that a lot of people are going to benefit from it. I've also noticed that, for example, in the supply chain industry, you find that a person did their core degree, I'm going to call it a core degree, their core degree was engineering, and later on they ventured into supply chain management. I'm also going to touch on that. So if you are a professional and you're looking into changing your field, or you are bored wherever you are, you don't have to lose the expertise that you have. You don't have to like go completely start a new degree. You can still continue. You can find other careers with the expertise that you have. For example, supply chain. You can be an engineer and be a category manager for that particular course. So for example, you did electrical engineering, or you did computer science, and now you want to venture into supply chain. You can be a category manager for computer science. Those are the topics we'll be touching on. We'll also be touching a lot on contract management, that you did your law degree, but now you are now a contract manager. We'll be touching on those and how it gets into category management, or how it gets into someone who studied logistics or supply chain. So yeah, guys, I hope that we'll have a good time together, and please share the link. The link is below. Please share the link with your families, with your friends, university students, high school students. Please share it with them. Let's start exploring the different careers and the industries that are not talked about. Let's get into those, and let's have an impact, and this might change someone's life, because someone 10 years ago managed to tell me to get into this field, and I don't think if I was in another field I would have been this happy. So yeah, Asante, and thank you for watching today's video. If you haven't subscribed, please click on the button below, and also please share with your families, your friends, your colleagues. Post on your WhatsApp status. Let's get this rolling, guys. I know this video can help a lot of people, and let's get people who are in the industry to come and give feedback to the youngsters. Let's come back and give feedback to the youngsters and tell them how it's like in the corporate field.